fast moving clouds, Hurricane Ian, basically right at Category 5, high-end Category 4, 155 mile per hour winds, so high-end Category 4. It's possible it may briefly become Category 5. It's about, the center is about 60 or so miles south of me, and the outer eye wall is about 40 miles, 30 to 40 or so miles south of me, down by Fort Myers to Sarasota. It's a large eye wall. So we are getting some very strong winds on the northwest side of the system, because the cyclone is interacting with a strong trough and very strong cold front, and what that is doing is enhancing thunderstorms and wind on the northwest side quadrant of this hurricane, which is why you're seeing these big gusts of wind, even though we're not in that classic northeast quadrant that you would look for. I suspect the northeast quadrant still has the strongest wind based off Hurricane Center aircraft reconnaissance, but the northwest side still has some very strong winds just because of that cold front and trough interaction coming in from the west. That cold front is what is responsible for steering Hurricane Ian and preventing it from going to Pensacola or the Panhandle or Louisiana, places that in the past 2 years have received many of the major hurricanes that we happen to dodge here on the west coast of Florida because they went west of us. But now, cold front, right place at, well, wrong place at the wrong time. But if you're a hurricane, the cold front was in the right place at the right time to steer it right into the Florida Gulf Coast. And unfortunately, this is going to have catastrophic impacts with surge, wind, and flooding. 24 inches of rain forecasted in this area, and then 12 to 18 foot storm surge expected and already occurring down by Naples and Fort Myers, south of that center, due to the counterclockwise motion around the hurricane. So catastrophic surge down to our south, wind blowing the surge out, the water out of Tampa Bay. So no surge here thus far. Extreme hurricane force winds, though, occurring in this northwest quadrant due to the interaction of Hurricane Ian, high-end Category 4, with a cold front and trough, which is generating these really strong winds. I have my vehicle barricaded on several sides so as to prevent myself from being injured with things that go through the glass. Usually you want to film from a parking garage, but there is no ideal parking garage here. The two parking garages that are here, they don't give you a good view of the conditions. So I've kind of barricaded myself here, but the only thing around me is Tampa Bay. So I just have water droplets hitting me, no other debris, because it's kind of, the wind behind me is coming right off the bay. And I have some other video on this channel where I film the bay side. So I'm facing the other way and I'm filming the impacts on Tampa Bay.
There's like a little cafe behind us, and there's a bunch of people out there just riding it out, see what's going on, and trying to be as safe as we can.
Yes, please do that for me, okay? My little mother heart gets worried when I hear calls like this, and I'm going, okay, I'd much rather...
Fastest for around 7 miles per hour. That prolongs the worst... declared. It'll continue north. But notice how all this rainfall is just going to continue to spin over the same area. Even though the storm is moving away, it will continue to throw more and more of those bands of heavy rain and gusty conditions into the Tampa Bay area. Northern Polk County, up into the Nature Coast from Pasco to Citrus County, still very heavy rainfall on the way, along with those gusty conditions. It's a weird type of rain, I'm telling you. These tropical rains and these tropical bands, it's throwing the rain at you. It's going sideways. See, it's really hard to tell how much rain is coming down. Those raindrops are being shattered into tiny little pieces, so they're not those huge raindrops that we can typically see see with those summertime thunderstorms. It's being sprayed, and there's just so much of it everywhere. It's such I mean, it's a hurricane, right? It continues to the north, and here we are tonight at around midnight. Still that heavy rainfall persisting over northeastern Hillsborough County. It looks like by the time we get to midnight, the rain should begin to let up, along with the wind, for that matter, in Pinellas County. But it'll be increasing through Orlando into the overnight through tomorrow morning. And I do think, guys, I do think probably by midday tomorrow, we'll begin to see things slowly wind down. And with that also, that northerly wind is going to bring back the water. A lot of our beaches, a lot of even our rivers, the Hillsborough River in downtown Tampa, a lot of our beaches through Pinellas County into Manatee County seeing lower levels. The bay has been emptied in some places. We'll start to see all that come back a little bit as we go through the day tomorrow. I think we have a live video, some live pictures coming in here. Can you remind me where this is? This is from Fort Myers. Wow, let's just sit and watch and see what we can see here. I'm seeing this for the first time along with you. Wow. This is live out of Fort Myers. You see the palm trees. I mean, it's amazing they hang on as many as they do. Just hanging on to those powerful winds. We're right in the eye of the hurricane. Those sailboats over on the right side of your screen, right behind the 10 Tampa Bay logo, are really whipping around there. I mean, just a ferocious scene, a scary scene. This is coming courtesy of Severe Studios, and you see me looking into the shop there, excuse me. Wow. I mean, there's not much to say, right, guys? I mean, it's, yeah. My goodness.
Well, when the governor says generation-defining storm.
And it's true, and this is what we're talking about. You think about the storm surge threat there that we've been talking about. Just walk us through the timeline if you could. And that's what we were looking at just a couple of days ago. That's what that's like. So you breathe a sigh of relief for some, our region, of course, and then just down the coast, 100 miles or so. And those the conditions that they're dealing with now. And a lot of us have family and friends down there. Absolutely. And we're all very familiar with that area. What I'm showing you here is the forecast wind speeds that we can expect in St. Petersburg as we make our way through the next 72 hours here. And I mean, look, guys, I know this has been a theme. We've talked about the uncertainty in this forecast, and the forecast model still struggling to say exactly where the storm is going to go. And one of the reasons for that is the fact that it rapidly intensified through this morning, and that has given us a hard time on figuring out exactly where the center of the storm was going to go, and ultimately where those strongest winds were going to go. So as we look at the forecast wind speeds for St. Petersburg through the afternoon into the evening, St. Pete, our wind speeds are likely going to continue to increase right now. So we've seen some power outages go up. If you're still able to watch us in St. Pete and Pinellas County, I've been saying this, make sure you're charged up, make sure you get everything charged up, plug everything in while you still can, and hook it all up, get it ready to go. And then if you lose power, it is probably going to come within the next 12 hours or so, because what we'll see is the wind speeds are going to gradually increase, right, through around midnight or so, maybe a little bit sooner according to the European model. But we'll likely begin to see those wind speeds then gradually decrease as we head through sunrise tomorrow morning, at which point as we go into tomorrow afternoon, that's when those wind speeds should begin to drop off through tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. So that was the forecast for St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg will be a little bit later than what we see with those maximum wind gusts in Sarasota. We'll likely see Sarasota's wind gusts peak through 9 o'clock this evening, and then begin to gradually decrease on the backside of that eye as it moves to the northeast of Sarasota within the next 5 hours or so. More live pictures coming to you here. Looking out over Venice Fishing Pier. We were showing you some of these pictures earlier on, and looking, I mean, it's hard to tell. Obviously, we're looking out over the water there, but it's unrecognizable, truly. When you try to figure out where it is, and the persistent blowing of those winds.
Relentless, yeah.
It is relentless. It's unforgiving.
And you hope that pier can hold. I don't know if that pier can hold out.
I'll tell you what, Grant, just oscillating between that image and what Josh is showing here on social media, these images of what is happening
Some of the storms are
outside
yeah.
with this surge coupled with the wind, and then you sprinkle some anxiety in there because, you know, we don't know what we don't know.
It really is breathtaking, and I think driving home what Grant had said just a moment ago, you know, we all very much thought that this was going to be us just a short time ago, and it's so heartbreaking to see another community now being impacted in this way by this.
Right, and those images right there, of course, guaranteeing what officials promised earlier, imminent power outages, and so we know from hearing from Governor DeSantis moments ago, as we listened in on this, linemen from 27 different states, and to fix this, but they can't do anything, obviously, at this hour because of the images that we've been showing you there.
And this isn't a quick moving system, so
It's gonna be a minute.